Alright, hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Early stream today. How are you guys doing? ODM, hello. Yo, J Reggie. Funky Rice EU King. Yeah, it's early, so early enough for EU people to watch. Not everybody, but a good number. Bolok, hello. Shiny Thing, welcome. Zosco. Single-handedly saving my evening? What are you up to? Mickey Fernando, hello. How's it going? Captain Mike. Happy Friday, Tanuki. Elvin, how's it going? There's our designer. New room. Yeah, new apartment. I moved in moved during the summer. Initially I moved for to move out of my old place, and then I moved again to move into the new place. But yeah, finally here for the year. Until we, if we decide to renew, things like that. Pray I'm good, hello. Yeah, I rent. So, depends on whether I sign a contract again. Valuk Crayon, hello. Elquan, hi. Can't say the whole stream, but glad to catch a bit of this one. Oh, thank you, J Reggie. ODM, helping me close out these last 30 minutes of work. Oh, yeah. Nothing that's why. Oh, okay, I see. Mason, thanks for the sub. You have 30 keywords, so yes. The chance of encountering a defective PCB goes way up. Yeah. The higher the number, the better, or the worse. But yeah, my week's been pretty busy. So yeah, I've just been busy. For those who don't know, I work in like research, and so right now we're in the process of deadlines, and so I'm like submitting a lot of stuff, and it's just been like this back and forth. So I've been pretty busy though. Ads. So it goes. So it goes with ads. Is this real or is this fantasy? An anonymous gifter gifting a sub to Elvenmonster. Thank you. Are those IEM Moondrop variations? Yes, these are Moondrop variations indeed, yeah. These are indeed Moondrop variations. Rip Tiger? What do you mean Rip Tiger? Right there. JD lives. King of the bookshelf, yes, and caretaker of plants. He's a plant dad now, officially. He's doing alright though. You just switched it? Yeah. Watching from his perch, guarding the room. Alright. So today is going to be the Martingale. This board actually we built about, I think, like six and a half months ago or so. So like half a year ago we built it. That was the Versus, which was like the kind of like the FNF sort of run that happened for it. It was like this yellow unit. I built it with, I think, MX Browns at the time, and it was great. But there have been some revisions since then, and also the Martingale is slated to run through ClickLock.io for a group buy. So I believe the pricing and whatnot is going to be through the IC thread, but I think it's supposed to be like Elvenmonster. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but it's like $250 before like shipping and all the other stuff. Oh, looks like Kiwi's begging. Let me see if you can hear him. It's around that time of the afternoon, as you know. So he's, oh my god, he's so talkative. Oh, you should give him maybe. Oh well, it's too early actually. It's only 4:11 p.m. Oh no, he doesn't want to be carried. Yeah, no. Alright. This kitty squeaks. Yeah, that's his meowing. He doesn't like properly meow, I guess. It's like that's just his voice. Alright, so so the build today is going to kind of vary. We have a few options basically. So let's first kind of like unpack everything. And no snack, no lift. Oh shit. He didn't hear that, right, Kiwi? He's just rubbing against my tripod over here. Alright. Oh, okay, he did. Alright, so let's start unpacking. Oh, he's being so cute. So here we have a lot of extra screws in case I need them. Just that's great because I'll definitely keep them around for other things too. So, and then we have a plate, which is optional to use. So what's unique about the Martingale is that it's a 60% that you can use with or without a plate because it's the PCB that's mounted to the board, not the plate. And so the PCB is, and so the plate is optional. You can run a PCB only as well, so plateless. So today we have this alu plate here, which gives you universal compatibility, right? It looks like it's 7U bottom row only with north-facing spacebar. He wants to be on the camera. No, I don't think he does want to be on camera. If anything, he would rather not be, but he does come to bother at times. All right, so we have our PCB. We have 2 PCBs today, and let's see. If I'm not mistaken, we got 2 different thicknesses for today, and indeed that's correct. So we have 2 different. We have 2 different PCBs here. One of them is 1.2 millimeters thick, and the other one is 1.6 millimeter thick. So we'll have the option to pick one of the 2. I can't do both builds today. And as you can see, again, universal support, anti-ISO, and split, step caps, all that stuff. 7U bottom row, reset using 2 pins here. You can just short those. The MW60S Martingale edition, designed by Mr. Malik. Yep, very nice. And as you can see the holes for the mounting. So we'll have the option to do 1.6 or 1.2. And then we have our daughterboard cable here. There's another one there, but I believe this one's fine. And then we have the board. Hello, Soran. Hello. How's it going? All right. So today we have this beautiful custom green color. From what I heard. So it's a rather simple looking case, but nice and short as far as the typing angle goes. I believe it's like 6 degrees or so. Got my last list of things to do before turning my thesis in. Oh, that's huge, Soren. I hope all that goes well. This is new. A little kind of like seal that basically says Martingale and has like 2022 and like a little twig. Very cute. It has something very much akin to the Bion wave, which is this kind of like cutting of the base like this. And then you see the routing for the daughterboard cable over there, as well as there's a little portion to mount the daughterboard. So this unit is one keyless, as you can see. It's all shit like aligning the bullet point list. Oh, okay. That's formatting things are much easier than actual content, so that's pretty good. Congrats, Soren. You're almost done. Oh, okay. Hi. Do you want to approve of this board? Do you approve? Oh, hi. Okay. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Oh. All right. All right. All right. He stays here. Oh. You can see him there. Do you see the mode stabilizer announcement? I don't think I have. Rivius, hello. Okay, he just wants to sit on the table for now, with shedding a lot of fur. We can let him be for now. Alright, so it comes in its own carrying case, as you can see. So what's nice about this carrying case is that I can see that there's a zipper for the main pocket. There's no zipper here, but there's another pocket here for like extra parts. And then there's this separator with nice bit of padded fiber. And then there's this molded bottom here with 2 Velcro straps in case you want to strap them in. And but yeah, it's pretty nice, very nice carrying case. Actually, one of the more complete ones that you see out there. There's definitely more basic ones, and so yeah. And then it comes with its own little Martingale badge. And if you need to like put like a name tag or something, you can slide one in. How would you describe the color in person? It's like not grass green, so it has like a tinge of. It's like a slight tinge of. Would you say this has a tinge of blue in it? Yeah. So it has like a slight tinge of blue. Sorry, I'm like stealing words from my partner. And maybe Kiwi also. Although, can cats see color? No, right? We don't know. I guess we don't know. Yeah. And so it does have some blue. It's mostly green though. It's not like turquoise either, right? It's definitely like somewhere in between that like foresty sort of green, and then you have with a tinge of blue in it. So it reflects a lot of light here too, right now, especially with the current lighting conditions. But I would say like it's like this tone over here, and the camera is more accurate. Is this teal? Is it teal really? It's more green than teal, to be quite honest. Or at least that's how I feel about it. Like it definitely is more green than blue. So I don't know if I would call it teal myself, but yeah. All right. Let's see. Cat likes it. Yeah, Cat approved. Although I think he's just really begging. How does one get in on those small FNF runs? Saw pictures of the fidelity going around. Damn, I want something pretty like that. Always find out about cool boards after the fact. Typically I would say like FNF stuff tends to be through the designers themselves. Like they'll typically either, some designers decide to open up the interest to like a small number of people that either they know directly, or that maybe that they're, you know, often followed by, like whether it's like in their own server, designer, Discord, whatever it is, or it might, you know, or it just might be completely closed, which means that it would be for people who are actually just directly affiliated or connected with the designer, and they're like, hey, I'm doing this FNF run, and like, you know, this is private, so don't tell anybody, and we're just gonna run like a unit of like 10 units, and that's it. Sometimes there's cases I've seen that people open invitations to other people. They're like, oh, hey, you can actually call a friend, basically, and tell them like, hey, like if you're interested in this FNF thing, you can participate, and that's how people get on board. But I would say oftentimes stuff like that happens because you're already interested in something beforehand from them. And so they'll open up to the people who are genuinely interested in funding those FNF runs, because FNF runs typically are to clear MOQ pricing, right? So that you're not ordering one-off units, one-off prototypes are very expensive. And so typically like even if it's like a small batch of 10 or 20, like, you know, it's going to be better for price cuts. So that's how like a lot of FNF runs will happen. But it does kind of require you to be part of what's happening with the particular designer or brand. So yeah. Where's the announcement about mode stabilizers? I assume they posted in their main channels. Thanks, Kiwi, for confirming the color. Just circle jerk around the designers enough and you'll get it. Yeah. I mean, basically, you know, it's designers who are genuinely willing to offer it to people who want it, right? So, I mean, it's the best way to do it. You don't want to offer it to random people in general because, you know, random people's expectations might differ. They might not know you, and, you know, the separation might cause trouble. So, yeah. Oh, Keycap redemption off? Oh, I didn't even realize. I think I turned it off for a stream that I already had Keycap selected, so I didn't have it on. I can undo that. The most stabilizers are screw-in? I imagine there's going to be a mix of stabilizers. All right, so let's get started. So I have two options, two selections, actually three selections to do. So I'm gonna need a poll. So we have first these retro, what are they called? Retro lights. These are long pole linear switches that are lube. These are kind of nice, pretty nice JWK linears, but these are long pole. And then we have the classic Cherry MX Black. These are like, I think 57 gram TX spring, you know, with TX films, and I think like 3204. So classic MX Blacks versus these Designer Studio / JWK retro light switches. That's one of them choices. The second choice we can make is 1.2 millimeter PCB or 1.6 millimeter PCB. And then the final choice that we have is yes to plate or no to plate. I think the right order for this will probably be going for PCB first, plate next, like yes or no plate, and then the switch. So we can start with the PCB first. So poll. It's gonna be PCB for build 1.2 millimeter, 1.6 millimeter. Don't do 1.2 millimeter playlist. Hella sus, or so I've been told. Yeah, I mean, pretty often it tends to be very soft if you do 1.2 playlist, but you know. All right, just a minute for the choice. You guys can go ahead and choose whatever you want. I'll wait for a minute and we can go to the next choice as we go. CRP Tulip to celebrate your Matrix 2.0 build of a similar color. Oh, that's a while back. That's a while back. No, yeah, that's fine. I have like other sets. Like I have like I guess I have like Dandy, which is like a lighter-ish green. Kind of fits nicely. This kind of works well with the Rosetta green or whatever, the unicorn. So I figured that would be a nice fit. I also have like Zooted over here, and I have like JMK camping and things like that. So is that the bias? How is it? Yeah, it is the bias. It's pretty nice. Personally, do enjoy the board. I enjoy it with the stiffer mounting. For the little slide-in bump-ons thingies, yeah, I've been enjoying it though. I'm using it right now with the polycarb plate. Initially, I did a build with the alu plate before for somebody else, and that was really nice too. But the polycarb plate has been pretty nice, pretty clacky kind of like sound to it, and generally pretty nice. I mean, I think full polycarb plate with MX Blacks doesn't miss either for me. But some people tend to find it kind of loud or annoying. So yeah. Diego, have you tried any of the B-Sound switches? I tried a couple in previous builds. They're good. I think they're mostly like long pole, I think. I'm personally not huge on long pole travel because it's the shortened travel. But they're pretty smooth from the like straight out of the box, which was pretty nice. Like some of them that have like the factory lube only, it was actually not bad just to use on its own. But if you're very picky about your switches, then I do recommend always opening up a switch and just lubing and I don't think the V-Sun switches require films, but you know, if you happen to need them, you can assess that for yourself if it like has wobble between the housings. So yeah. All right. So next, okay, 1.6 millimeter PCV. So that would be this one. Okay. Put that aside. All right, the next choice we're gonna do is plate or no plate. Plate or no plate. And then as a reminder, I'll say 1.6 millimeters, 1.6 millimeter PCV. Alu plate, no plate. Let you guys vote for a minute. ClickLack sent me one of their new long pole switches on the 1.6 playlist, and it's actually really good. Oh yeah, the Vertex V1s, those are the ones with the purple stems, right? The black ones with the purple stem. Those are pretty good. The only thing I think I had a concern with those was just, I think it's batch dependent. Some batches I heard that have a lot of like leaf ping, basically, like kind of like this like metallic sound. Not sure if it's the spring or the leaf, or like the metallic leaf in the switch, but I think it was batch dependent. So if you want to touch them up, you can, but even like just factory lube, those are pretty smooth, really good. And like if you don't open up, the housings are pretty nice and tight. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the V-Sun Ross, probably my favorite switch ever. Oh, that's pretty it's a bold claim, but best part is I don't have to touch them. Yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of the people who are looking for like factory lubed switches that they don't have to touch ever, just buy them from the store, pop them into a build. Like there's a lot of new options coming out that are pretty good. Like, I mean, I've tried like those Zepsody Wisterias, which actually I think they're on sale right now. Those are also like TriboSys 3204 lube with TX springs from the factory, and those were pretty good too. Also long pole, I did tell Zepsody like, hey, it would be nice to see a non-long pole version of this, but like there's like I think those are like AF-line switches, but those are also pretty good, for example. Okay, no plate. All right, no plate it is. Rainbow, hello. How's it going, Mr. Rainbow? All right, so the next choice, finally, we are gonna do no plate. So plateless with 1.6 millimeter is now, we're gonna choose the switch. So we have two options. Switch option, switch, or here. And then as a reminder, I'll say 1.6T, no plate. And then this is going to be MX Blacks. I'll just say, yeah, MX Blacks. And then these are, what are they called? Retro lights, I think. Retro light, long pole linear. Oh. Long P lin. I think that's fine. Long P lin, long pole linear. You can choose between the two. Does chat ever decide for a horrible config? Probably configs that are not my preference, but there are a lot of cases where people go for, you know, stuff that's just like, oh, I haven't ever heard this in any other stream, so I'm gonna go with that. There's often choices biased by that, right? Like it does depend on what, like if there's a lot of content creators doing something like this one board feature. For example, I think like Mode is a very good example because they send out a lot of like these units, right? There's people coming into streams being like, hey, like 10 people already did this, so can you do this other thing? So sometimes the options get skewed like that. But I would say like horrible is a very subjective thing. And also typically I don't have that many options, so it's not like a lot of the like cursed options get chosen. MX Blacks won against Retrolights by only 2 votes. Not too surprising, but also, you know, I do think a lot of the people who view my stream tend to prefer like typically MX switches, like Cherry MX switches and the like. Not to mention I do have a little bit of bias myself, so maybe people are just kind of using my bias as a platform to vote themselves. I don't know. Have you tried Gateron CM? I don't think so. I haven't even heard of those. I really love MX Black Ultra Glides. Oh yeah, those are the broken in ones. Those are good. Sounds like they should have used a leaf with a substantial gold layer setting. Oh, that's a good one. Cherry MX marketing right there. Thank you, Funzy. Is that tiger real? Well, it's a real tiger sitting on a bookshelf. But the realist boy is over there. Kiwi, he's just chilling, I think, waiting for his time. All right, so I guess we go with MX Blacks today, as I suppose it's not too much of a surprise, but it is a very frequent pick by my chat. I can't say it's not biased. I do think most of my chat tends to prefer them, or you know, like typical viewers of my streams tend to prefer them, so they get picked a lot more often. And that's it. I also do build a lot of boards with them when I'm responsible for preparing switches. So sometimes the switch selection always varies, because there are often times when I am sent switches, and so I have to build with those switches because I'm instructed to, or because that's like what they are, like, you know, that's what's intended to be shown, or I just don't have switches, for example, like to use. But typically, like, I'll use switches that are sent because maybe I haven't featured something like that, or they're new, or it's configuration that like, you know, they want to push and I'm okay with it, and that's how it goes. But in the case of, like, there's other builds, like prototype builds as well, where I'm not sent switches and I get to have a selection of them. So in those cases, I'll kind of just go through like whatever I have in my inventory and like pick one, or maybe pick a few and bring them over and do like a poll like this. So, all right. JD eats the bad chatters. JD temp mutes for 15 minutes every time you do K-pop and KB general. Am I right? OJD. I see an elephant. Yeah, right here. This is an old one, actually. Oop. This is an older one with the old arrow keys button, I think. No synth, but does it have weight? What has weight? The keyboard, or what are you talking about? Oh, the tiger. I mean, JD is kind of heavy, actually. he's like 6 foot long, you know. He's that sounds wrong, but you know, he's big. He's big, and he has long legs and feet, and you know what they say. All right. I'm actually excited for Keycaps. Do you still have your image so Irish? I do. That's a set that I kind of permanently installed on the hyphen. I like put it on the hyphen and I just left it there. But yeah, I do. And also that one doesn't have like split backspace. It's like you have to use full backspace for it, right? Okay, so let's get started. I'm just gonna go ahead and test the PCB. I tested one of them, but I actually just realized that there's 2 options for them. And so I think I only tested 1.2 and I didn't test the 1.6. So I'm just go ahead and test it, flash it if it's necessary, and we can go ahead with the build. Okay, I think I just need to flash it. I did get sent a hex file, so I'm just gonna do that quickly. It's pretty easy. It's called, there it is, hex Martingale hex. Okay. Just, and then flash it. Did BSP actually use Cherry PBT's tooling, or was that just hearsay? I believe that's true. My understanding of it is that they pretty much used Cherry PBT tooling for all of their keys, except for so R5 and for the bottom row, and there was no space bars. There were no space bars made for BSP sets that I am aware of. And so I think like they still had like, you know, like numpad 2U, I think, but I don't, and the 1.5Us because that's what the R5 had, but I don't recall seeing any space bars or any 1.25Us, for example. Oh, what was that? At Banana Man with the tip. Oh, thank you. Have learned lots from watching your VODs. Want to say thank you with a dono. Wow, thank you. Banana. Thank you. Appreciate it so much. That's so nice of you. So very generous. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and load up our what's it called? JSON file. Here it is. Martingale. And then okay, there it is. Sweet, detected, and let me pull the video thing up so that you guys can see at the same time. Alright, there it is. Alright, so I need to decide. First of all, this is gonna be a win key list. Okay, it doesn't really show there. I need to decide whether we're gonna do split backspace or not. That's kind of important. I'm probably gonna do split right shift just for personal use. I find that much more comfortable. We can probably remap that. I always use left control in the caps lock position. I'm torn whether to do split backspace. I kind of do and I kind of don't. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go and I think I'm gonna go ahead and do split backspace today. Yeah. Sometimes I actually change it up. I like split backspace, but I also like full backspace on 60s. I actually don't mind going full or split, whichever is fine for me for 60s. For 65 and above, pretty much for me, it's like a guarantee full backspace. I personally think it looks better, and it works better for me, my personal use. But that's all, subjective. Let's map some basic stuff, like especially like arrow keys. I like my HKB style arrows, and I also enjoy my HKB style navigation keys. So end and page down. I like putting the print screen on the P so it's easy to remember. And I guess the rest doesn't really matter, but I guess sometimes out of habit I'd still press a tilde on the escape, because in some keys, on some boards you don't you have that there due to the function layer and like full backspace. Yeah, almost always do split right shift on a 60. That's kind of a given for me. I know some people might actually like change it up, but yeah, I typically do split backspace on 60s. Sorry, split right shift, my bad. But for backspace, I do pretty much switch it up depending on how I feel about it. I think the PCB should be fine. Also, for those who are curious, the PCB does have MX and ALPS support. That said, you would still have to get in ALPS plate for compatibility, but it does support ALPS footprint switches. Alright, great. Everything's working. Was talking about the keyboard. Does it have internal weight like stainless steel or brass? I don't know the right term. Oh yeah, no problem. No. So this one only has a little. I think actually is this aluminum? This might be aluminum actually. I can't tell, or it might actually be brass. Need to see, but maybe Elvenmonster can actually answer that. That's brass. Okay, so this one is brass, but internally there's no weights. This one doesn't have any weights in the internally or exterior. It's all alu, so very nice and light. If you want to know the weights, I can get my scale over there. Probably better to just weigh it once it's built, but I mean probably a few pounds at most, right? Maybe like 3 and some pounds once it's built. So yeah, let's see. Oh, you have a 21 KB custom, which looks like I'm So Irish. Oh, okay, that's nice. That one's from the very first Airfan sale, 2016. Damn, old school. Okay, let's see. Let's go back down here on the chat. Sorry, I'm like trying to keep up. Is this a board you're keeping? I believe I am keeping it after the build, but I can confirm that with Click Clack. I think so, yeah. I just forget. This week's been kind of crazy for me. I'm like forgetting a lot of details. Oh, Friendship, hello. You're so cute. Thank you. You too. I hope Vision went well. Wait, is this Friendship the same Friendship, or is this Friendship the different Friendship? Actually, this might not be Friendship, the Friendship I know from the meetups, or maybe it's a new account. I don't know. Any boards coming in the next 6 months that you're personally hyped for? Boards that I'm personally hyped for? Well, I've been kind of keen on maybe getting something on the larger side, like an 1800 style board. That's something that I've been kind of looking forward to. I think SAR is supposed to be under production through Zalvin. That's like one of Zambimon's, I guess now older designs. Like it's been under production for a while now. Whenever that happens, I think I recall the TGR Lena was supposed to happen at some point. I think it's kind of like a fun design, but I don't know when that's supposed to run. I do have a prototype coming in from Mr. Rafflesar, I think. They're like in Taiwan. And then they're making this like wooden 65% case. And also like epoxy. I'm kind of interested in seeing what that looks like. Sounds really cool. Don't often do anything with non-metallic materials aside from like some plastics, so kind of excited to see that. I think that should be coming in the next 6 months too, but that should be like a proto. I'm probably going to return it to, but something I'm excited about. I think for my own orders, I have a Daji Seisero coming in at some point, so I'm pretty excited for that. And then there's some other builds that I haven't done, like I have a doll that I haven't built yet, and I have a Jaguar that I haven't built yet. So there's like stuff like that. All right. So, okay, sorry for being super slow today. Just kind of like, my mind's just like all over. I'm gonna need an extra set of stabs. I left it over here because I figured I would need some. So let's go ahead and just do stabs, I guess. Laminar boards. Boomerang should be in a few months. Ooh, I haven't really gotten to check out any of their boards in person, so I kind of don't have a bias for them because I just don't really know anything about them. I know that Mr. Alex has built some on his stream, Alex Oto's. I do know a few other people have. Maybe Lydia built one? Actually, I don't remember who else. There are a few people who built some laminar boards, but I haven't tried them in person or seen them in person, so can't really offer any opinions on it. Yeah, Gwyd 65. That one, the wooden one? Yeah, that's the one. I should be building a proto for that in coming months. I know he's still preparing stuff. He was doing, like he said, he was working with some artisan, basically, to make like an epoxy based case and stuff, which is pretty cool. And of course the wooden cases, but like it's all like this. I mean, it's basically like customized, custom made stuff, and it sounds really cool. And it's not often that we see things made out of like wood and materials that have the potential to deform like that. That's a definitely big concern. It's like wood is one of those things that, depending on humidity, depending on the wood itself, right? Like you can see deformations because of the torsion within the structure of the wood. And so like making things out of them is difficult. I mean, obviously we have people who make furniture and people who work with, you know, who do woodworking all the time, but you know, everyone says like it's not that simple. And so machining keyboards out of wood, I imagine, is also not easy. So I'm interested in seeing what it ends up being like. Also, you know, just like acoustics wise and otherwise, it's always fun to see new materials. I have one wooden board that was like CNC, which is the Toma. It's this Korean board that was run by 4GT, the designers of the Silhouette and the Saber Ergo TKL. And that one was like a small, like, I guess a small FNF run basically. Eventually got my hands on one, but also very interesting. They had to do like an integrated wooden plate for that, which had some issues actually, like because of this kind of torsion going on, like, and also like some of the cutouts were difficult to like get right. Like there were some like hiccups here and there, and they apparently had a lot of issues working with that, so they never decided to run anything in wood again because they're just like, oh, it's just too much work. There's a lot going on, it's just too much work. Alright, breaking our TXAP stabs here. If you don't know what I'm doing, basically these TXAP stabs come a little tight on around the wire. They kind of like wrap the wire a little too tightly, so they don't really have free movement. So what I do is I clip them on and onto the housings, and I just, you know, unclip and clip again, just to sort of like stretch that little junction a little bit, just so that they have free rotation around the wire. So I just like kind of flick off the wire like that, the housing rather, and if it comes back down freely, then it's good to go. If not, you know, unclip and clip a few times, try again, and that looks good. Good wood. Yeah, good wood. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, it sounded like gwid, like grid, but ooified. Anyway, what was Shiny Thing's question? Oh, because of the backspace, I see. Yeah. I'm trying to find an 100% wood case, but it's like a dream, I think. Yeah, that's kind of a difficult ask. I mean, the bigger the board, the harder it is going to be to make out of a chunk of wood. So yeah, like that's gonna be difficult to find. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a pipe dream. Yeah, like you would have to somehow make something custom, or it would be difficult to find something of that, like especially a full size. Like in custom mechanical keyboards, right? Like in the world of custom mechanical keyboards, a lot of people don't opt for full size because it's like the custom mechanical keyboard world itself is a deviation from the norm, which for which a norm right now have what, a lot of TKLs, a lot of 65s now, 75s, and full size, which is what you have offered at like a store, like an OEM stuff. And so we deviate from those offerings, and so it's very unlikely to see full size in custom keyboards. That said, for the artisans out there, for the makers out there, maybe they do come up with a way to work with materials like wood and make something like that, but I'm sure it would be like a one-off kind of thing, you know, small project. I mean, big project, but small volume. The whole beauty of wood is its flexibility, and and if it's completely dry, it behaves like most other fixed materials. Yeah, that's certainly true. But you know, there's some things you have to just control for it, and it's not easy, right, when it comes to woodworking. Speaking of Ergo TKL, I want to get the LZ Ergos. Are there quite a few Ergos out there, both the classic and the regular one? Are there like a decent number of them out there? My dream is a wood HKB case. Ooh, that would be nice because the blockers would shine for that. Like the blockers would look good with the with that. Oh, also I just noticed Hinker show cat. Oh, crap. Oh, he's just napping over there. I can get him, but I also don't want to disrupt him. I feel like if I disrupt him now, he's gonna bother me for the rest of the time. But I posted a photo in the server, in the Discord server. He's so cute and polite. So I'm gonna try to do it myself. Best of luck. That's all I can say when it comes to working with difficult materials like that. Best of luck. Alright, let's use some 205 to lube my TX tabs here. I generally go light on the lube for these guys, for these AP stabs. Actually, any TX stabs really. I think the main thing to do is I just lube the inserts on these guys a little bit, just lightly on the part where the wire goes in, and on the exterior I maybe like do a slight brush, but almost always it's closer to bare than too much, especially in these AP stabs that have slightly tighter tolerances. I try to go on the lighter side, but I think the wire portion is where I am a little bit more careful and apply a little bit more lube, just so that also we don't have we don't get ticking. CEO does not appreciate interrupting that. Nope. Nope. Gotta respect his seniority in the Lightning keyboard's hierarchy. He threatens to run this to the ground otherwise. Alright, so a little bit more lube, and I always apply a little bit more lube towards the end of the wire for stabs, because that's typically where the ticking will occur. Is going to occur at the top end of the wire. So again, on the inside of the insert, slight touch on the outside, and then goes into the housing, and then get the wire. Anyway, what's up with y'all? I've had a busy week this week. It kind of has sucked, and at the same time I appreciate being busy. You know, like being busy is a good thing, right? So I've just been busy, but just like tired from being busy, right? Just like doing work and stuff, and like I don't really think I'll have much of a weekend this weekend, just because I have like deadlines too that are approaching, and I just don't want to like not do it and then end up having to rush it. So there's that, but week has been a little crazy, but it's been all right. Do y'all have plans for the weekend? Last weekend I went to I just went to the park and hung out, played some board games with friends. That was fun. But yeah, this weekend I don't really have any plans. Probably just stay in, maybe go out for a walk a little bit, do chores, groceries, things like that. But nothing crazy. Just wanted to hear your opinion on the Sin 65 and Arc 60. I do not know anything about the Sin 65, so my opinion of it stops right there. I actually don't even know what it looks like because I might have seen the name and then forgot about it. But I didn't build one myself. I haven't really seen one, so no opinions. Arc 60 though, I actually do have one myself. It's a very nice plateless option. 60% offering. I remember it was through Vertex and Click.io, right? Vertex being the designers, and my personal experience with the Arc 60 was very positive. It sounded pretty good plateless. I think plateless sounds unique and generally has a bit of this like amplified sort of sound, and the Arc 60 sounded great. At least the one I tried. The anno options were pretty unique. So the color options were unique, so that was nice. So you get something different from the typical black, gray, red, or whatever offerings, black, gray, silver typically, right? I personally had a good time with the Arc 60. A lot of people do recommend it as well, and the price point for the Arc 60 was also very good. So if you have access to one, I would definitely recommend it because it's a nice option if you like 60% in the first place. And if you're curious about trying plateless. That said, I mean, as far as 60% plateless goes, you have here the Martingale being offered pretty soon through Click-Clack. So there's another option, like if you don't want to have to resort to aftermarket options, there's that for 60%, which offer plateless. There's not too many actually that offer plateless. I mean, there's, I think the Daji Seisero is also another option that has plateless, but the buyer rate ran, but the keyboards should be shipping in the next month or so. I'm actually unsure exact timeline, but soon TM. And that one also has the option for playlist if you're looking for that, and just different look for different boards. So it's kind of like up to you to decide what you want. Maybe it's better to have an 100% aluminum case with wooden keycaps. That might be easier. Yes. Keycaps will be easier than a full case, for sure. A full case I think it's a very challenging idea. Just overall. I'm building a garden shed this weekend. Oh wow, busy. Also a lot of physical labor. Well, I hope you can stay cool doing that. Hope it's not too hot anymore. Actually, it's already September 22nd here, so hopefully it's nice and cool out there. And also, I mean, I hope all the shed building goes well, just because, maybe have a crooked plank or whatever and things go wrong. But sounds nice. I mean, having a shed is nice. Extra storage space maybe. And upgrades, quality of life upgrades overall. It's actually halfway up already. It's also plastic. Oh, okay, cool. This weekend I'm chilling. Can't remember the last weekend where I just stayed home with the fam. That's underrated. And I mean, well, actually, I feel like I don't know, but personally, as I've been getting older, also, like I'm a kind of a homebody, to be honest. I'm more of a homebody than an outdoor person. I think especially now more than before. But I mean, I enjoy traveling. I enjoy going out. I enjoy, hanging out with people. I do have, I do like to socialize and all that kind of stuff. But I don't like being booked like every weekend. Like, I'm not the type who is like, there's some people that I know who can't bear being at home for extended periods of time because it's just not their like style, or they might feel maybe they feel lonely, or like they don't have anything to do, feel like they're kind of wasting their life kind of thing. Some people are like that. But personally, I like to have that interspersed well in my life, and so I tend to prefer staying in and just like doing stuff I like to do than go out a lot of the time. Also, going out oftentimes is an expense. Real talk, and things aren't getting any cheaper these days. So going out means buying food outside or taking the transit, and you know, whatever it is, right? Like, you end up spending money, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to spend money. You know, I just want to stay in and relax and do whatever I have to do just at home without having to worry about the extra. I'm always interested in what people do at home. I mean, watch TV is a thing. I mean, like, I watch movies. Sometimes I read. Or yeah, like if I have like work to do, sometimes I'll just work. Like if I want to get ahead on something. But other than that, it's just, yeah, just relaxing. You know, maybe catching up with family, calling my parents, or calling my brother, or calling a friend who is, you know, not here in the city. Sometimes like, yeah, like reaching out to people that you haven't caught up with in a while can be kind of nice. If you're not like specifically like into that, then yeah, just like whatever you enjoy doing at home, which sometimes like, yeah, like random times it's like deciding on what to eat and then like trying something new, like a new recipe, or experimenting, cooking, things like that. If you like cooking, obviously it might require you to go do groceries, but groceries usually not too bad to do. Weekends can be a little crowded, but you know, it's like an hour, right? Have you built a Corsa, the Matrix board? No, I haven't. That's one of the boards I haven't built that is more on the recent side. Actually, the 1.2mm PCB with alloy plates feels and sounds similar to a softer top mount TKL. Nice. I believe that's a bit unique to Martingale. Okay. Good to know. I always have that social inertia until I get in front of people. Yeah, and then, yeah, I have what I call my social quota, and I run out of it at one point. I enjoy hanging out with people, and then I run out of that, like my quota expires basically, and I'm just like, I need to get home and do nothing and not interact with too many people. Maybe I'll like interact with my partner, that's fine. Interact with family, that's fine. But like, especially like strangers or people like you get to meet for the first time or that you don't see often, and you have to like kind of like dress up for the occasion or whatever it might be, can be work. But I work so hard to make my living place nice, and then I go and spend money to not be at home. It's crazy. That's classic. Yeah, quality of life at home is important, right? You like make your space super nice, you know, decorate your home, make it all clean, which actually I need to do more of. And also need to like get rid of stuff, so like to make more like space and like kind of like make it nicer. But and then yeah, like not to spend it at home is kind of funny. I'm on the computer listening to some records on the couch. That sounds like a good time too. Yeah, or like sometimes I'll just like, recently my partner and I have been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because I never watched it. My partner has several times, and she was like, you should watch it. You should totally watch Avatar. And I was like, okay. I mean, like, I've tried it a few times before, and I never got to finish it because like it just got interrupted. And so I started watching Avatar recently. And sometimes we'll just sit and watch it, and it's super fun. And then like, you know, catch up on series that we like didn't think that we would check out, you know, things like that. Sometimes just watch TV is something that you just do. Or yeah, like listening to music or playing music and doing some chores at home is kind of nice sometimes. Like, you know, maybe you have to catch up on your laundry and your vacuuming, whatever it might be, right? So, any boards you recently reviewed that you really liked? I can go back on my log and check. Actually, it's always a hard question to like answer because I also like just go through boards often and like the names escape me, and how long ago it was is usually what trips me up at times. So let me see. I mean, I enjoyed the tempo. That was a nice board that I recently tried. It's a 60%, you know, my mode, and honestly, it was a good experience. That Polestar TKL that I tried was nice. I mean, someone who actually was visiting town and checked it out, they were like, oh, this is kind of nice. This is actually something that I didn't expect to feel great about, but they were like, oh, actually really like it, kind of classic, like top mount Korean TKL kind of sound and feel, but then it has this like magnetic opening closing. I mean, I did build a few, like I built the bias, which I'm enjoying right now, so personally I like it, but that was technically not a review board. Let me see, review boards. I think the one before that was the OC62, the Cycle 7, both pretty enjoyable. The Alicia, if you're like really thin bezel Alice boards, that's one option. The Airboard 70, I think, was the one with the Bauer style blockers with a macro on the left side. The design language itself, not for me, but actually very cool. A little different. That was what by Smithy Works, the guy who designed the Axe 60. I love being at home. It's my safe space. Yeah, it's like a sanctuary, you know? I love being home too. Then what did I do before? I've done like the Type B was a nice board. That was true HKB. That was a little bit different. And I think like that one also had like this USB pass-through stuff going on. The Atlas 60 was like a while back. That was like a gummy O-ring mount, like unicorn style, so very hefty. If you like the unicorn, that's the Atlas 60 was basically just like it. So if you're looking to not spend a fortune for a unicorn, if you're like looking the aftermarket, the Atlas 60 was a pretty good option that I found, at least. There was that vintage 60s. That was like with the beeper and stuff. Interesting board, not my thing, but interesting. Machina Orbit. That was a 65. That was nifty. Used like a lot of Geon parts and also custom molded stuff for the mounting as well. It was like tadpoles and custom molded, like, is it feet? Or custom molded tadpoles rather. But that board was also pretty good, I think, among like the tadpole style kind of boards. Yeah. Alright, I love vacuuming and listening to music. No, I legit enjoy that. Like, just like playing music a little bit on the loud, like, you know, a little bit more loudly, and then just like chilling out and actually doing the chores and feeling like you're enjoying doing them. It's actually kind of a good time. I'm not even joking about the playing music and like doing chores at home. Watching shows with my partner always means watching what she wants to watch, not what I want to. Oh, what we will do is we will like recommend things to each other, or typically like if we're watching something together, right? It will be something that we both, or one of us feels like it's a very good show, or good enough that it's compelling enough to recommend to the other person. That's basically what my partner and I do when it comes to watching TV. Is we're like, oh, like I've heard great things about this, so we should watch together. Or I watched this before and I'm okay with a rewatch, and I would love for you to watch it, like check it out, and I'm down to like sit down and just watch this. And so what we'll do is like it must be something that we're strongly compelled to recommend to the other person. So that's kind of been how we decide on what we decide to watch for TV or movies. And yeah, I mean, for me, like, yeah, it's like, I guess like recently, what did I watch together that we watched for the first time? I think it was The Bear. Great show, really loved it. Kind of chaotic, but fun. We just binge on Guga foods. Nice. Yeah, The Bear is so good, especially like season 2. I really enjoyed like season 2's like episode 4 and I think 7 were really good about kind of like the industry. And obviously there's like the more like maybe like emotional parts or whatever it is from the other episodes too, but I think like the episodes that kind of like show more of the restaurant and hospitality industry are like super insightful and eye-opening. Some reverb to it. It's also because she's not too into violent shows, but we do still watch a lot of movies, K-dramas. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that said, my partner does have a very specific taste too. So typically we don't always end up watching whatever I recommend, and I'm okay with it. Like, that's the thing. I'm okay with not watching together what maybe I like and she has like a very lukewarm reaction to, because it's like I can just enjoy it by myself as well. And that's okay. I love K-dramas. I have to say, I haven't watched K-dramas in a long time. Like, I mean, I watched them a lot through some of my college years, and then a little bit after that, like I caught up with some, but it's been ages since I like would more regularly watch them. I think I tend to watch a lot of anime, movies, and like stuff that's like on Netflix, Hulu, etc. Right? Like stuff that's on the typical streaming platforms, right? That a lot of people talk about. But I'll say like Western shows definitely less than other things a lot of the time, but it kind of depends. More Mushoku, please. Last episode of the core this weekend, and then we have to wait until the next core, which I don't want to spoil anything, so but it's probably gonna get very good. Wait, am I missing switches? Oh no, never mind. I'm gonna cry. I like many Korean thrillers. Oh. Waiting for Google to dry age Angel. Blood pressure levels up though when I watch it. Oh, The Bear? Yeah. Some of the chaotic parts for The Bear were like, I need to chill out. After watching this, I was like, this is too much. Need to watch something more relaxing, more chill, or just like take a break from it. There are a few episodes like that. Like, especially like the ones with all the tyrants going off and shit. I was like, oh my god, this is stressful as fuck. Or like all the yelling and like more emotional scenes. Family episode. Oh, that one's intense, bro. Oh my god, the family episode was just like, what just fucking happened? It was crazy. I mean, I was just like, man, like, it's tough. Some stuff hits home, some stuff doesn't, but I was just like, oh, there's so much going on. So many emotions. Alright. So some of these pins are a little bit on the looser side, so I just need to be careful not to flip it over and drop a lot of these. So what I'm gonna do is just make sure they're all flush first, and then I'm gonna put this little cushion, I guess, and flip it over so I can solder. Some of them might fall off, but that's fine. And I probably might need to straighten up a few because there's some play there, but yeah. Was this show The Bear? Yeah, The Bear. Very, very good show. Really, really entertaining. It's about the restaurant industry, basically. It's not like a cooking show where it's like, you know, people cook and you're like, wow, it looks great. No, it's more like the intricacies of the relationships within people and, you know, working at a restaurant.
That's basically what it's about. Best if you just watch it without knowing anything and just check it out and have fun with it. Alright. Our little fan here. Oh, it's got the guy from Shameless. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Scary. Alright. I'm to solder. The bear makes me mega nostalgic for Chicago. Do you live there before and now you don't? I grew up there, moved away for college. Oh, I see. I guess I also hear the opposite, right? People who went to college, maybe they're went to school in the area, maybe they went to like UIC or something like that, and then moved away afterwards for work. The show is total Chicago. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, obviously, it makes sense, right? If you're especially like filming at a particular location only, and it's the best way to showcase the best of, or at least shots that will make you like, oh man, that's that city, definitely. How are you enjoying your buys, Mr. Diego? I am enjoying it quite a bit. I am enjoying it quite a bit. It's a nice board. I know some people who don't enjoy theirs as much. Maybe it's just the mounting system is just not for them, but I personally like it. The stiffer grommets work nicely for me, and I am using a polycarb plate with MX Blacks. I've built with alu as well, and it was nice too. But I think when I built it, we just decided to go with polycarb, and I stuck with it. I live in Chicago. I still need to watch that show. I mean, yeah, why not? It's a good show. I mean, if you have time, just we typically enjoy watching like TV when we like after like maybe like we cook dinner and we're like sitting at the living room just like to watch TV while we eat and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice. But if you can't do that, yeah, just play it on your free time sometime. Even just watching the first episode kind of really hooks you in. It's very intriguing, though. But then again, a lot of shows that are like that now, right? Like the pilot episode really just reels you right in. If only it was right align port, it would be perfect, but I also agree. Oh, you mean the bias? Yeah. I've kind of gotten over the fact that it's entered USB. I do have a preference for right align for TKLs as well, as you're saying. But it's not like... I'm not gonna die over it. I live for shows that grab you by the balls and force you to binge until there's nothing to watch. That's fair. I mean, Yeah, I mean, usually those are the ones that are very highly rated, like, quickly, right? And, like, people are always talking about it, like, week by week kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, that's the good stuff for sure. Not too many shows are like that, but I think a mix of having something chill and something, like, as more, like, heavy-handed like that is good. I usually try to alternate between things, but yeah, if it's one of those shows that, like, airs week by week, then yeah. If I solder this one, no, it looks fine. Notice there's a ton of Anno variants with the bias R2 next to lamps. Mine looks like a Caius. I see. I mean, we are well aware that the bias run had finishing issues. I mean, Bion has that well documented, so that's to nobody's surprise at this point. I mean, in retrospect and knowing all these facts, right? But Severance was good? Oh, I haven't seen. There's a lot of shows that are on my list that I'm like, oh, I should really check it out. I just haven't gotten around to them. I'm a little slow when it comes to watching a lot of TV. I used to binge stuff a lot more often, but I find myself to feel tired of doing that now, that I will kind of take my time now, so I don't tend to binge it. I don't tend to binge shows as easily these days. Definitely used to do it more. But yeah. Like, if it's something that's like super crazy captivating, right? Like, yeah, I'll like have settings where I will watch 2 or 3 episodes at once if it's like one of those that already has the episodes like to be streamed or something like that, kind of like Netflix specials or things like that. But I'll usually cap it in time because sometimes there's just no, like, I gotta do other stuff. Okay. Or I just kind of feel like shit doing it, like binging more than that, and I'm just like, maybe I should do other stuff instead of just like sit down here and binge it all at once. Alright, just need to check that everything's nice and straight for these guys. I do imagine I might have to straighten up some of these switches, but we'll see after I put keycaps, I think. They look pretty good though. Overall, it looks decently well aligned, so I think I'm gonna call it there. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this together. Oh well, actually, I guess I can grab the DB and test it. Now that I have it soldered. I don't binge on purpose. Sometimes I just gotta know what happened next. Yeah. Yeah, oftentimes that's what keeps me.
like, you know, makes me keep going to binge everything. But yeah, I would say it's not like I really try not to binge everything on purpose. Sometimes it's exciting enough to do it though. Alright, I'm just gonna test the PCB first. Oh. Yeah. Everything's working so far. Alright, cool. Everything's good. So I'm gonna have 2 shows a year max. I feel like I have to watch it all right now. Yeah, there's not many that I feel that strongly about at times. So at a given point in time. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's open this guy up. So 4 screws on the exterior here. Right. Nice and simple. 4 screws, that's it. And then we can go ahead and mount our DB first. So maybe grab our 1.3mm hex screw and do the little screws over here. And then, so I believe the DB goes upside down like this. Got a bit of a snug fit. Just gotta make sure that it's nice and in place. There you go. Pretty nice, snug fit. There, port is nice and centered. Looks pretty good, nice and tight. And pass through the JST connector here, and then you are just going to use the same screws that bolt this little portion in. Almost dropped the screw. Here it is. And then go ahead and line them up. Okay. Alright, so just a quick pass at the bottom piece here. The Bion Wave bottom here. A little dust. And here's our daughter board, cable, the Martingale engraving here. And then we go ahead and want to mount up our PCB to the top case. So do this. And then we should grab the screws here. I assume it's these small guys over here. I have 3 types, and this one is the only one I haven't seen used, so probably this one. Let's see. Let's do 2 corners first. Actually, they can both be used interchangeably? That's fair. Actually, yeah. I mean, they're the same. They look like they're about the same. Yeah, I think they're the same diameter, right? On the screw, on the threaded part.
I only was wondering if, as long as the screw head fits when closing the case, it's not a big deal. There are cutouts in the bottom case to fit larger heads. Yeah, I see. You can see there's little circular cutouts there. Alright, cool. That looks good. Okay. Now let's close it up here. Just gotta plug it in. Nice and simple assembly. Just needs screws for the PCB to mount. It just needs 4 screws for the case. And 4 little screws for the daughter board slash little daughter board mounting block. And that's it. Neat. Oh no! What happened? No. It looks like I caused a little blemish on the blocker here. And it must have been when I dropped the fan. Oh, small blemish. Okay, I'll figure. I'll maybe buff it out later. Small blemish here. You can kind of see it in the light. It's like kind of small. It's not deep, so I think I can buff it out. But it's there. It's visible. It's not as visible from here, but it's only visible if you look closely. Back to the vendor it goes. It's not a big deal. Prototypes have defects. That's basically what it is now. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Now it's like, you know, beater board. Just do whatever with it. But it's all good. It's okay. I mean, I'm gonna try to buff it out, but I don't think it's too big of a deal for me. Okay, so let's keycaps. Mr. Funzy requested for CRP Tulip. So let me go get that. And yeah, so let me go get that. I think it's over there. So I'll be right back. I use 1.6mm PCB and plateless. Oh, I should update the build command. I actually didn't realize I didn't ever update it. Maybe I'll do that now while people are kind of like trickling in for the typing part of the stream. Build exclamation build here. All right, we built it with cherry mix blacks, lube with lube with TriboSys 324. With, I think these are 57-gram TXL springs and TX films. These are mounted directly onto a 1.6mm PCB. Plateless. Okay, takes our clip-ins and info. Okay, all good. I think it's updated now. All right, cool. All right, so let me go ahead and get the CRP set, and I'll be right back. And yeah, if it doesn't buff out, my fault. You know, it's my fault. It is what it is. I'll be right back though. Okay, I am back with Keycaps. So let's put on the Tulip set here. Let's see. I think I should need any of this. Okay, those are FTs. I think this should have everything I need. Most things. Actually, I don't remember which key goes where for some of the Tulip caps. Yeah, I think I'm currently on the right track. This should go here. We're using Tulip today, yeah. There. Alt. U. Right shift. Tab. Enter. The nice green, definitely one of the greens of all time. It sure is. It sure is. And I scuffed it already. Shame on me. So it goes. Accidents, man. Should have been more careful, but I think the cable tugged over there. I think I need to get the split backspace. I don't know if I have it in here. Just need to check there. This goes here. H. Yes, I need a few keys. Let's see. Oh, okay. Pen here. And then I'm missing. All different keys, aren't they? Well, I guess this would go. I can put this here. It's fine. And then I have a good that's my other right control. And I think I am just missing split backspace stuff. I think I have a kit here, do I? This R3, so I don't think I do. So I'm just gonna get the backspace key. Give me 1 sec. Oh, nope, not this one. Okay. Should be able to find one here. R2 backspace. R2 backspace. Nope. Control, super. Ah, finally. Can you even see the blemish on the screen? It's actually not that visible from up top, huh? It's a lot more visible in person, but yeah. I guess that's good. Flawless and confirmed? I mean, it was flawless until I made it flawed, but should have been more careful about it. It's my fault. Edited footage? Yeah, editing live, I know. I'm just filtering shit as we go, so you can't see it. Just jammed the stream here, and what you're seeing is not real. It's just a fantasy. Alright, let's try this out. Let's put some caps on it. I don't know what I want to put on this. Maybe some beige. Good old classic beige. Something to go with Tulip. Let's see. We can try. I think among these guys, caught in this landslide, no escape from reality. Oh man, that's a good one. I think I'm gonna do this bad boy, this BG caps on the right, and then maybe on the left I will do the booper does look good with all the colors, but I don't think I've put any zoom caps. So actually I'm gonna swap the two. I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. Put this guy. It's a little tight. Okay. Ooh, tight stem. Oof, phew. Just tight cap on the stem. And this guy here. Alright, sweet. So this one has right side USB, so you can see. Kind of inspired from the Matrix series boards. And we can give this a shot. Got that MX clear on fresh MGMK Gorilla Grip. Yeah. Some of the some artisan stems tend to be kind of on the tighter side. So yeah. Okay, let's put a typing test on here, and let's do. Now you can see some of the blemish here on the reflection. But yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. Okay, so let's give this a try. We can check the side here. I Maybe I'll move it a little slightly. I think that looks good. All right, so let's give it a shot. Let's get the music out of the way, and let's give this a shot. So this is the Martingale, built with a 1.6 millimeter PCB with MX blanks with TriboSys 3204, no plate. This right now we have CRP Tulip for the Keycap set, so a PVT cherry profile set. And yeah, let's give this a try, shall we? Okay. All right. All right. So let's give it a shot. What's that under the tab? That's probably just two little pads, but you're seeing it from the very top, so that's why it's more visible. It's like top-down view. All right, here we go. Wow, 137, pretty good. Pretty fast, actually, today. That's a pretty good run. Haven't had a 130s run in a bit. But yeah, sounds really good. Yeah, a little bit of resonance, definitely. But actually not so bad. Like, it's tolerable, IMO. But yeah, we can listen to the mods, and we can see what you guys feel about the rest. So here are the modifiers and the rest of the alphas by RØDE. It certainly has a bit of bounce to it because it is plateless. However, it definitely does have a bit of sturdiness to the bottom out itself. Like, you can feel the kind of like the motion of the PCB because you're typing, especially if you're like a heavier typist, right? But the bottom out itself does have a bit of firmness to it, probably because it's a 1.6 millimeter PCB instead of 1.2. I would say it's not like it's definitely soft, okay? You know, it's like, it's plateless, it's definitely like soft, you know? And you can see there's a little bit of motion there, right? And if I press hard, like, you can see there's an obvious amount of motion there. But, you know, realistically speaking, you won't be doing that as much. It sounds really good with the PVT right now. I'm actually, like, really pleased with how it sounds with PVT. I think I kind of want to keep the PVT on it instead of, like, putting GMK, although I could try put, like, ABS. But right now it sounds good. Maybe this is what the kids call a creamy sound or whatever. But it sounds very good. The mods overall sound good. There is a little bit of resonance, I think, when you're typing. Like, if I type, like...
there's a little bit of resonance maybe coming from the alphas as you're typing more and more, but it's not like, it's barely noticeable, like, especially like when I'm here and I'm listening to it, it's not very noticeable. But I do think when I hear it through the monitor, through the mic, I can hear a little bit of it, but it's, you know, it's different. I would say like this picks up more of that I can actually hear if I just take off my like headphones here, right? And I just try to right? I don't really hear that resonance. And so I think like right now it sounds pretty good. It's a very nice sound. It also feels good, and it's pretty comfy to type on. Low typing angle, right? Color's beautiful. But you know, aesthetics aside, right? I think this is a pretty nice sounding, a nice feeling board. Do you think blacks and alu would be a good combo? I can't. There's rarely the case when I don't think there's really many cases, if at all, where cherry mixed blacks and alu will be bad, right? And so personally, I would say go for it first, try it out, and if you like it, just keep it. If you don't, then you can rebuild. But cherry mixed blacks and alu is hardly going to be a miss, just FYI. Hey Dio, how different is it from other 60% playlist boards? I think I remember. So I don't have the ARC60 like right here to like compare. It's like packed up. I just need to like go get it and stuff. But like it definitely feels. It has this like bounciness to it that you definitely feel from the way it's currently mounted. Like it's mounted to the top piece, and it definitely has a bit of like especially when you bottom out, you definitely feel a little bit of that like bounce kind of like vibration back to your fingers. So it feels like bouncy in that way, but it's still soft enough. Like I would say, like if you use 1.2 and playlist, it'll be very soft, very very soft feeling. Probably okay using the plate for that option. I mean, I think Elvenmonster mentioned it earlier too, like using 1.2 with a plate, 1.2 millimeter PCB with a plate is nice, and it will feel more like a softer like top mount, right? Especially because you're bottoming out against this like plate as well. But right now without a plate, it definitely is on the bouncier and softer side. I think against other, like I would say I think the Dodgy Say0 had a similar feeling to it. It was mounted differently though. That one was mounted using like these tap holes that also attach to the top. This one does have screws to the you know, bind it to the top piece. And so I would say this one, at least at the edges, it'll feel a little bit more solid than that. I do feel like the Dodgy Say0 had a bit of more feeling of like typing into the bottom piece, like into the desk a little bit more. Whereas this one, I do feel like the PCB kind of like, you know, it's like floating, so you can feel sort of like the PCB doing this motion down as you're typing away. But you know, it's like subjective. When will you be striking the keyboard with lightning? I didn't strike it with lightning, but I clearly struck it with a fan. So there's a blemish on it on the blocker right now, which is totally my fault. But you know, it's just my fault. If this unit had to be returned, I would absolutely like pay for whatever, you know, for the damage, of course. But yeah, that's totally my fault. OG Holy Pandas MC. This green reminds me of the Peacock Matrix has. Looks really good. Maybe it's inspired by that. Maybe it's inspired by that Matrix 8XV 2.0 look. Especially the one, there was one that I had built a long time ago, had this like bluish hint to the green. It was not like a full forest grass green sort of tone. It had a little bit of blue tint to it. It actually looks very very similar to that one. But yeah, it's a very nice green. Has a little bit of blue to it, and I think it's gorgeous. But yeah. Was this test 1 or 2? This was test, I guess, 1. I can try doing it one more time. I can do a little 30-second test here, if you want. Here's a little 30-second one. Ignore the plane or the plane. Helicopter? Whatever. And yeah, this is all the CRP stuff. This is CRP R3 Tulip. So it is all CRP PVT for the keycaps, yeah. Guess who owns that 2.0 OG you built long ago? I know. You've told me. I know from other people. So I've heard about it, moving hands and stuff. But yeah, there was a time I wasn't sure who had it. But then I heard like it, someone else had it, and then it got to you. So, can you swap the spacebar to ABS? Sure can do. I can grab maybe this dandy spacebar over here. Yeah, sure can do. So you're gonna hear the alphas with the PVT, but here it is with the ABS spacebar. So there it is. That's what that one sounds like with the ABS spacebar. Is this keyboard compatible with Counter-Strike 2? Yes, if you don't have skill issue, you may play Counter-Strike. You may play Counter-Strike and be good at it using this keyboard. But it requires you to first eliminate the factor of skill issue. That's what I last heard. But yeah. Alright. Wait, is this Anno? Yeah, this is Anno. Yes. Alright, we can take a little picky here for the YouTube thumbnail. Say hello. Hi YouTube. Well, actually no one in chat can put anything, but there it is. Maybe I'll wait for this to be gone because the project is now dissolved. Alright, there you go. There's our thumbnail. Boom. Alright. It's smooth to the touch, for sure. Oh yeah, this is nice. It's not chalky at all. This does not feel chalky. It has that nice aluminum smooth, fine grit finishing onto the alu. So I like it a lot personally. Alright, so we can take a look at the board here. I'm gonna move the mic over. Alright, so this is what the board looks like. I did scuff it here earlier because I am a dumbass. But so it goes. Accidents happen and I scuffed it. There's a little blemish there. It's like a dot, but it's like actually it's more like a scratch. It's actually not even a dent. It's like a scratch. Scratched off a little bit of the green. But yeah, that's what the board looks like. Fully built. There was somebody who did ask about the weight, so I might go get the scale for that. That's what the board looks like though. But yeah, there's a little small scratch over there that I had happen. Oh, can you pass me the scale? Can you pass me the scale? No, the scale. Oh my gosh, you're such a troll. Thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, Kiwi wants more than the scale. Kiwi wants food. Alright. Alright, we can weigh it. Alright. It weighs only less than 2 pounds. It weighs in kilograms. That's 816 grams. Less than a kilo. That's light. Super light. So I thought it would be like 3 pounds, but like it's not. Only 2 pounds, basically. 2 pounds, essentially, all built. Super light board. Perfect. Take it to work. Do whatever. Also, this is without a plate, so mind you, if you add a plate, you might add a little bit more. Maybe, you know, it'll be topped to a kilo, but it's light. It is a light board. But yeah, you can see on the side cam here. That's what the board looks like. It's really nice. If you see pictures of this board out there that I put up after I do the build, and you don't see that scuff on the blockers because I edited it out, just FYI, it is a little bit scuffed. If you want to take a closer look at it, it's hard to see though. It's like this lighting is making it harder, but it's like, oh, there you go, there you go. You can see it now. It's a little scratch on the. It's like a line scratch. So fortunately, it's not a dent. A dent would be much harder to work with, but it's a little line scratch on the blocker. It's so it goes. Now it became L stock for my own. We can see it at 360p, bruh. Anyway, but yeah, pretty nice board. I actually really like it. I mean, first of all, I think the main appeal of the Martingale is how like flat it is for the typing angle, and it's very light. So you know, very portable, easy to use, comfortable. If you don't like 60%, well then, getting used to the layout is the first thing to consider. But and also the price point will be pretty good when it's run through click clack. I believe it's going to be like $250 or something like that, right? For the price, right? So price, yeah, price target it would be $250 plus shipping and taxes, it says, and it includes the carrying case, so you don't even have to get a carrying case for yourself. Superb deal, IMO. So there's that option. If you don't like 60%, then like consider Poisson. Okay, there you go. Consider Poisson, which is a different layout. 65, I imagine, but yeah. And yes, Alex is building the Martingale on Sunday as well. If you are curious about the Martingale on a different build, I'm sure he will do different switches as well. So if you want to see in a different context, Alex is building his on Sunday. I'm doing free promo for him because he's a homie. For a second, I read consider poison. Would agree on both ends. Damn. Smooge. When keyless looks nice with those bezels, yeah, this is a very like Matrix inspired design, I would say, and it looks good. It looks pretty good. Really like the color choice on this custom green is very good. Yeah, this color is really nice. It's a little bit of a shame that I did scratch it a little, but I can live with it, fortunately. But I know some people would be like, "Ah, ruined," and so yeah. It looks identical to my Vero on camera. It might be similar, actually, Ankit. We can actually, I don't know, Ankit. Let me take a look at your. I guess your IG has pictures, right? I think Vera is more. Yeah, it might be more blue. Yeah. Let's see. Look at Ankit's rich boy photos. The Gege Whale. The Gege Whale. Bingos binted. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this trust fund boy. No, that's the. This is the Vero. Oh, it looks kind of similar. Right? I mean, let me. It's yeah, it's a little bluer. It's a little bluer than this. So it's a little bluer. This is a bit greener, I would say. But yeah, the Vero definitely has a bit of a bluer hint to it, I would say. Anki doesn't buy stongs, he buys bongos. I mean, you know. What about the like count? 727? I did not consent to getting flexed on like this. Slow SMH, brother. Slow SMH. Damn, I missed the build. How are you? Killswitch, I'm doing well, thank you. Sorry that you missed it. You can hear a little bit of the sounds to it, maybe. I'll just type random things. Nice sounding board, very nice sounding board. IMO, I think it's simple and it sounds good. It's very light. We were saying earlier that it's like about 800 grams built, which is super light. And yeah, it's a very flat board, so if you like boards with higher typing angles, maybe this one isn't for you. But if you're into something like that, like the KFE for example is similar typing angle. It's like 6 degrees, this one specifically, but yeah. And this one's going to be $250 plus shipping and tax on the click clack. So, and I think Elvenmonster, you can confirm with me, but or you can confirm in the chat if you want, but I think the buy is happening like really soon, right? Like late September, this coming week or two, or maybe it's pushed back a little, but it'll be happening very soon. So if you're considering the Martingale, yeah, it will be next week. There you go. It'll be next week. What other keycap sets, preferably in stock, would look good on a green keyboard? Ooh, in stock. In stock. Let me think. In stock sets for this. I'm just gonna check. GMK Olive can look nice on green, yeah. Olive, like the lighter one too, as well as darker one. There's like Wasabi, which is like black though, but it has green legends, so it can look good on green. Varies, I would say, like black base keycaps can be a little bit too heavy of a contrast. Green, I mean beige and like things like that can look good on green, to be honest. Like anything neutral, you know, white on black, dolce, like beige, that kind of stuff also can look good on green. Let me see. GMK Zooted is an interesting colorway that can look good on green. GMK Kaiju as well. Very kind of more niche sets though, might be a miss, especially on Zooted. Zooted is a tricky colorway, but it's a cool one. I think Zooted might look better on more like muted colors though. I can't think of any other sets right now that are like in stock. I'm checking Thok stock right now, but I don't know about like all the different stores. There's so many. Greg looks amazing on green. Oh, interesting. Oh, I guess that kind of works. Yeah. Mix of primary and I guess like secondary-ish colors. Yeah. Yeah, Xiaomi, I mean beige with sub legends. Yeah, that works. Nuke Data, Dandy. Yeah, but those are not in stock, so a little harder to get. Yeah. GB is open for a month, or 300 units, whichever comes first. Nice. Hope it goes well. Elvenmonster. I know that I built Martingale twice now, and I've enjoyed it both times. I do think I enjoy it with the linears right now a lot with this PVT combo. I do think I saw like a YouTube video with the CRP and MX Blacks, and I was like, oh, should I do MX Blacks this time? I was a little torn. I was actually asking ODM like, hey, should I do like MX Blacks or should I just like get a different switch? And then I decided to just get like MX Blacks and then like, you know, a different alternative ready in case people want it, like strongly want it, and then just go with that. But yeah, I wish I could spend more time in this in terms of publicity, but no time. It's how it goes. It's okay. I think especially once Alex stream hits, it's gonna hit good. he's good at what he does, and I'm sure that I think if I like it, he'll also like it. So I trust that he'll enjoy it too, and he enjoys 60% a lot. So there's that. And I think like with Click.io's record so far, it's been really good. They've been running a lot of big buys, and with quite a bit of success actually. So yeah. Granted, it's not like the best time right now in the hobby in terms of like people wanting to spend. It's a little tougher, but you know, hopefully it goes well. All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up shortly, but do want to thank you all for coming by, and thank you to Elvenmonster for sending this out again. I know that I need not have been the top choice on your list, but Click.io was also very generous in offering. We can go ahead and throw a raid to somebody else. I'm not sure who might be currently doing anything keyboard related. I don't think anybody is actually, but yeah. Probably gonna. I insisted on you. You're definitely on the top. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for a great stream at a great time. I'll try to do streams more at this time. Today I was lucky. I was working from home today, and yeah, things just mashed up today. But typically I get home much later than this, like 2-3 hours after, you know, like the time I started, like around now, maybe even later. And so it kind of gets a little iffy to stream earlier. So yeah, I'm glad it was more EU friendly, I guess. I know that this can be a little tough for like Asia, for example, because they're like 12 hours or so apart. Yeah. All right, folks, gonna wrap it up. I don't think anybody is streaming that I know in keyboards. So yeah, I guess we'll just wrap it up here. No raid because I'm lazy. So, all right, friends. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Coming up soon, I believe the Let's Split V3 by Zip Ties is coming soon. That will be sent a prototype for that soon enough. I might be doing a Kaza build at some point soon, and I'm waiting for parts here and there. But you'll probably catch me streaming something like, you know, maybe like middle of next week. I'm hoping to clear this work deadline I have, and then I think we'll be good to go. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll have to become more cultured. Good, Drew, good. Alright, friends, take it easy. Have a great Friday and weekend. Have a good dinner if you're here in the US and having it soon. But for the rest of you, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.